Hey guys, so I figured I'd make another video on more in-depth as to what my son Parker's condition is. For those of you who have never heard of it, it's called amniotic band syndrome, and it has resulted in amniotic amputation is what my midwife called it. What happened was, when I was between 8 and 10 weeks pregnant, the amniotic sac that the baby's in ruptured a little bit, causing strings to float around in the fluid. And again, this didn't hurt the baby. This wasn't caused of any bumps or falls or anything. And those strings, much like an elastic band or just a regular piece of thread, can wrap around fingers, toes. Those are the more common conditions, and it'll cut off circulation and cause a misformity because it's not able to grow to its full potential due to the circulation cutoff. But what happened with my son was a band wrapped around very tightly. They're thinking probably about here on his right arm, and cut off all circulation before he was completely formed. So this part of his arm and his hand down was not formed. Again, this was nobody's fault. It couldn't have been prevented. It wasn't even seen until I was almost 17 weeks pregnant. And yeah, that's all it is. He's just going to be born without that part of his arm. Other than that, he is entirely healthy. His lungs, heart, brain, nervous system, everything is good. He's strong, and what I can see from the ultrasound, fairly happy little boy. He's got good strong kicks, a good heartbeat. He's healthy. He's happy. That is literally the only thing that's happened. It doesn't affect his mental ability. He doesn't have any autism, well, that we know of. That can come later and just pop up out of nowhere. That can happen to anyone, but this has not affected any sort of mental stability or any other health issues whatsoever. And as far as we know, it hasn't affected any other limbs or anything either, which, I mean, after he's born, there could be a finger that looks a little different just because that's wasn't picked up on ultrasound, which is entirely possible, but it happens. It's not that big of a deal. We're not going to know everything until he's born, of course, because ultrasound can only tell you so much, but that is to the extent of what we know so far. I have been in touch with War Amps, and they've been extremely supportive already, and I can't wait to be in contact with them more in the future. And yeah, after he's born, we'll just pretty much be taking it as it comes. He'll, of course, be developing a little bit differently, but my midwife has assured me that she's seen it in the past where children are born without certain extremities, and they just develop perfectly fine because they don't miss it. Because they were never born with that limb, they never knew the function of it. They never went through their day-to-day lives. For instance, a girl tying up her hair every day and then losing her arm is going to be much, much different than if she was born without it. And yeah, he's, of course, going to be a little different, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I love him just the same, and it was absolutely amazing seeing his ultrasound. Just seeing how happy and how everything is exactly the same, except for that one arm, and he doesn't even know how special he is yet. It's pretty much the best way I can explain it is if you were to tie a elastic band around your finger, and when your finger turns purple, it's the same idea. So yeah, again, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, just comment below or send me an ask, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks. Bye.